There's a moment. And if you've lived long enough, you've felt it, where everything inside you goes quiet. Not peaceful quiet, but heavy, like something is about to break. You're not tired because of the work. You're tired because of the doubt, because a voice shows up in your head and whispers something dangerous. Maybe this isn't for you. And the scary part is, it doesn't sound like fear. It sounds like logic. You don't notice it at first. It doesn't come crashing in. It doesn't scream. It slides in slowly, like it belongs there, like it's been waiting for the right moment when you're just vulnerable enough to listen. And maybe right now, you're in that moment. Maybe things aren't falling apart completely, but they're not working either. Maybe you've been showing up, putting in effort, trying to stay disciplined, but the results? They're quiet. Too quiet. And now that voice is getting louder. But before we go any further, if you feel something already, if this is hitting you in a place you don't talk about, then make sure you subscribe. Because this isn't just another video. This is something you're going to come back to on the days when your mind tries to convince you to stop. See, most people think quitting is obvious. They think it looks like giving up, walking away, throwing everything aside. But that's not how it happens. It's never dramatic. It's subtle. It's a shift. It's when you start saying things like, I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe I need a break, or maybe this just isn't working. And every time you say it, it feels reasonable. That's what makes it dangerous. Imagine this. You're on your own path. Doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you're building something. Maybe you're trying to change your life. Maybe you're chasing a version of yourself no one else can see yet. And at the beginning, everything feels right. You're motivated. You're focused. You're telling yourself, this is it. This is my time. But then time passes and the excitement fades and the results don't match the effort. And now you're standing in a moment that no one talks about. A quiet moment, a lonely one, where it's just you and your thoughts. And that's when it happens. The voice shows up. Maybe slow down. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe this isn't worth it. And here's the truth. That voice isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to protect you. It wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants to pull you back to something familiar. But the problem is, everything you want in life is on the other side of that voice. So now you're at a fork, not a big, dramatic one. No signs, no warnings, just a quiet decision. Do you listen or do you move forward anyway? Most people, they listen. Not because they're weak, but because it feels right in the moment. Because stepping back feels like the smart move. Because pushing forward feels uncertain, uncomfortable, even painful. So they take a small step back, just one. And nothing seems to break. Life goes on. They tell themselves it was the right choice, but something changes, and they don't even realize it. Because the next time that voice shows up, it's easier to listen, and then easier again, until one day, they're no longer chasing anything. They're just maintaining, existing, surviving. And they tell themselves this is enough, but deep down, they know it's not. Now imagine a different version of that same moment, same situation, same struggle, same voice, but this time, something inside you responds. Not louder, not emotional, just clear. No, that's not who I am. And nothing around you changes. You're still tired, still uncertain, still uncomfortable, but something shifts inside you. Because now, there's no negotiation, there's no debate, there's just movement. And this is where everything changes. Because life isn't decided in the big moments. It's decided in these quiet ones. The ones where no one is watching. The ones where you could easily step back and no one would question you. The ones where quitting would make sense. That's where identity is built. You see, you don't become strong when things are easy. You don't build discipline when you feel motivated. You don't discover who you are when everything is working. You find out who you are when it's hard, when nothing is guaranteed, when every part of you is asking you to stop. That's the moment. Not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, right there. And the question is simple. Who are you in that moment? Because if you see yourself as someone who keeps going, then you don't need perfect conditions. You don't need motivation. You don't need validation. You just need a decision. But if you see yourself as someone who hesitates, someone who waits, someone who looks for the easy way out, then you'll always find a reason to stop. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. You're not struggling because it's too hard. You're struggling because you haven't fully decided who you are yet. You're still negotiating, still leaving the door open, still giving yourself an option to quit. But the people who actually make it, they close that door completely. No plan B, no fallback, no just in case. And suddenly, something interesting happens. When there's no way out, you find a way through. Think about it. Every time you told yourself, I'll try, you left space to fail. But the moment you say, this is who I am, everything changes. Because now, it's not about effort. It's about identity. And identity doesn't negotiate. It doesn't wait. It doesn't care how you feel. It just acts. Now I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. Not with me, with you. How many times have you been right there at that moment and stepped back? How many times did you convince yourself it was the smart move? How many opportunities did you quietly walk away from? Not because you couldn't do it, but because you weren't willing to face the discomfort? If that's you, you're not alone. But you need to understand something. Those moments didn't define you. But the next one will, because it's coming. It always does. Different situation, same test. And when it shows up, you're going to hear that voice again. It'll sound calm, logical, almost convincing. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can listen, like you've done before. Or you can interrupt it and say, no, not loudly, not emotionally, just clearly. No, that's not me. And then you move, not perfectly, not fast, just forward. Because progress isn't about speed, it's about direction. And as long as you keep moving, you're winning. Now, if this message is hitting you right now, if you can feel that shift starting to happen inside you, I want you to do something. Drop a comment below and write, I don't quit. Not for me, for you. Make it real. Make it something you can come back to. And if you know someone who's in that moment right now, share this with them. Because sometimes one message at the right time can change everything. At the end of the day, this isn't about motivation. It's not about hype. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about a decision, a quiet one, a personal one, a powerful one. Who are you when it gets hard? Because that answer decides everything. So the next time that voice shows up, and it will, don't argue with it. Don't fight it. Don't try to silence it. Just recognize it. Smile for a second, and then move forward anyway. Because that's who you are now.